All right, guys, Submission Radio here. A day before UFC 284, brought to you by Manscaped, the official electric trimmer of the UFC. And we're sitting here with a HBB, the Heartbreak Brett, straight from our dreams and possibly from the surf, right into the show. And of course, the biggest celebrity that's been here in years, Oscar Willis, who, by the way, I try to walk down the street with this man, and you get stopped so many times. I don't know how you survive this kind of lifestyle, Oscar. Thank you so much for taking a break from the fans.
I just
Join
like
us.
doing it so you guys can sort of get some popularity in my wake. You know, it's nice to see Brett recognised on the street and not told he's the worst reporter in the sport.
Oh, that's nice.
Brett Slater, what's the reception been like to the handsomeness down under?
Quite positive. Yeah, they seem happy I'm here. Very welcoming. Actually, I will say, though, Aussies, so welcoming, man. Everyone's just like, hey, mate, enjoy your stay. Hey, mate, lovely to have you. I mean, you guys are just very authentically welcoming people, so thank you for that.
And it's nice to see that you've dressed like them as well now.
I mean, yeah, I wanted to fit in. Yeah.
Do we need to by the way, do we need to get a cheers out of the way here? Because I just want to actually, we're all started. Pick your poison. But guys, I just want to cheers to UFC 284. Big fight tomorrow. And thanks for coming down. This is awesome.
The first
We've got
of
Charlie
many.
out here. Shout out to Charlie. Big birthday. Was celebrated the other night. Shout out to you, Charlie, as well.
Yeah.
All right, it's all about Islam versus Volk for this belt, right? I'm curious what you guys are gauging sort of from the weigh-in that just happened this morning, how Islam looked, how Volk looked, because the narrative really is the size difference, right?
What do you think?
Well, Brett, thanks for asking. I thought that yesterday the size difference seemed a bit bigger. I don't know if one of them was wearing like platform shoes or not. Today, I thought the size is obviously apparent, but it's not. You know, it's not something that can't be overcome. I think the issue is more the strength, right? Is Islam going to carry that crazy strength, or is Alex, as he said, one of the stronger guys despite his weight and his size? You know, I think that's the real story of the fight.
Just quickly, I feel like Islam, when he faced off with Volk, he's still rehydrating. He's still in the very, very early stages, right? And then they pointed out how, like in Abu Dhabi, it's like 30 hours. What's all this snickering about?
you made a little look like when we both grabbed the mic. I thought you recognized that. Go
Okay.
Continue.
Subtle art of seduction. Obviously, he's still rehydrating. So I wonder, like, if it's going to play a factor, the fact that he's only got the 24, 26 hours as opposed to the 30.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. But I think I thought he looked fine. You know, he looked good all week, and then he made weight seemingly without an issue. He was like in good spirits. I saw him backstage at the ceremonial weigh-in, which he's had a little bit of time, but I was kind of wanting to gauge how he looked. And Emmett had a tough weight cut. I mean, all these guys who cut a lot of weight, if you remove hours and hours for them to rehydrate, it could be a potential issue. But for me, looking at them and kind of passing the eye test, we won't really know for sure until they get in there. But I thought Islam looked really great all week, dude. I don't think the weight's going to be an issue.
All right, Brett. So break it down for us, and let's just get straight into it. This is a difficult fight for Alex Volkanovski. He's obviously an awesome champion, great bloke, and he brings it in every single fight. But what are you going to be looking out for here, and what do you think is going to be the key factor to him potentially being able to prove some of these doubters wrong and actually get this done?
Get up. I think he's got to be able to get up because I think he's going to hit the ground. Problem for you?
No, I just thought that he has to get up. It's good tactics.
Hey, he's got to get up. I mean, because
Bold tactic, Cotton. We'll see if it works out for him.
Islam is going to take him down a few times in this fight, you know. And if it becomes apparent early on, they're like, he just cannot get up from this guy, then I think a lot of the hope and optimism is going to go out the door. And it's going to be like, okay, well, at least they start on their feet the next round, you know. And when you start getting that feeling, that can be a real tough feeling for a crowd when they're pulling for their hometown guy, and it's like you get taken down early in the round. It's like, the round ends in 4 minutes. You know, like he's got to be able to show the ability to get up, and if he can get up, then it could change a whole lot of things, and you could feel the tide starting to turn if he's able to get up multiple times.
Do you feel like they're trying to break Islam in a sense? They're hoping that if Volk can get up, and if he can do it consistently, then Islam will kind of be like, oh, shit, this hasn't been as easy as some of the other guys, right? And then likewise, they want to break Volk and make him realize that Islam only needs, say, 3 takedowns to win the fight.
Well, I think, I've been saying all week that the fans' reaction to Alex's first get-up is going to be pretty spectacular. But as Brett said, if he does get taken down and he can't get up, you're going to feel the energy of the room just completely disappear. And then it's going to be more pressure on Alex. about breaking Islam in terms of like, oh, can we snap him because he realizes he can't hold me down and stuff like that? That might be a strategy. I don't know if it's a sound one because I think Islam's the kind of guy who can just go out there and just be like, well, I'll just try again and just go through it and go through it and go through it. I don't think Islam, neither of them, to be honest, have any real quit in them like that. For me, the thing that's going to be interesting is Alex might get up, but as we've seen so many times with these Dagestani wrestlers, it's not necessarily the first takedown that gets you. It's the repeated grabbing, pulling down, grabbing, pulling down. That might be where Alex starts to struggle. You know, you can get up once, but if you keep getting taken down just repeatedly, you know, that's where people start to wilt.
Are you drinking all those drinks, or is that what is happening here? What do we have?
I don't know what's happening here.
What
I
is
came
that?
down. There were 3 drinks
All right,
for
what
me,
is that?
none of which I ordered.
Can I have a drink? Or?
Yeah. Well, this
Dennis said he's done with the week.
this was my drink of 2022.
What is it?
Shot of JMO.
Okay, great.
That-
What is it? A shot of Jameson.
This is my shot.
Drinks over here.
This is my shot of 2023. Negroni.
2023.
It's a long week.
And now here we go.
I've also got a beer there if I could.
This is my drink of like 2004. All right, let's go.
It's been a long week. On day 4, we're on day 6.
As the face that runs the place, how huge of a deal would it be for Alex to get this done and win this title? Because, guys, he's on the cusp of being, I mean, he's pound for pound, but I feel like the reception that he's getting and the views that he gets from the fans, I feel like that explodes if he gets this done this weekend.
Well, it also opens up the door to a lot of big fights, you know, because it does both. Alex already sort of had that fight where like, oh, people doubt him. Well, now he can have his showcase fight against Max Holloway, completely dominate him in the trilogy. That was like his coming out party. But now you ask yourself, some of these guys, all of these guys really, even the biggest ones, you're only as big as like your biggest fight. You need dance partners, you know, and at 45, yes, there are some really fire fights there, but there's not really like...
That's very Gen Z language.
Brett,
like that, huh?
Brett, will
It's a fucking lit fight.
will the CEF be up tomorrow is what I want to know.
I've heard, yes. That's what the streets are saying. So yes, fire fights at 150, at 145, but bigger fights at 155. You know, it opens the door to some of the bigger names at 155, ups his star power.
And then likewise for Islam, right? How much do you think he'll get in terms of respect if he beats Volko? Because people already expect him to do it, right?
Yeah. No. Honestly, I think with Islam, right, obviously he's a heavy favourite. But it's always the way. People get caught up in the narrative of fight week. Alex's confidence is so contagious. Now you're getting to fight night, and we were saying, you know, that... listen, Brett and I love all the fights. Whatever level of the card they're at, we love them all, and we pay attention to them all. But for the main event, like you get there and you're thinking, man, what's going to happen? Like, these guys have no quit in them. I think the problem for Islam is if he wins, Alex was too small. It was dumb. He called out a featherweight champion. It's ridiculous, you know? So Islam's kind of, I don't want to say in a no-win situation, but it's almost on him to win pretty dominantly pretty early.
Boys, if Alex gets it done here, do we see the UFC trying to do this immediate rematch thing, or is this like something that we can avoid, do you think?
No way. Yeah, they won't do an immediate rematch. No chance. I mean, you could do Charles. You know, I mean, I think he's going to fight Beneil, but you could do the winner of that fight. I mean, Gaethje, Fiziev, you could do that. Poirier's right there. You have all kinds of fun matchups. There's no way that they would run it back.
2 months later, rematch.
Do you think...
Do Conor for the title.
Yeah.
Do you think the UFC wants Islam as champion?
Honestly, man,
Are we getting kicked out?
Yeah, so I guess we need the space.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Wait. We got to let's finish up on this. Predictions quickly. Brett, what are you thinking? Are you believing the upset gets done this weekend? Can Alex get it done? And then I want to hear your thoughts as well, Oscar.
I can't go on the record and say I predict him to win. I can't.
Is this technically the record?
I suppose. I mean, if you publish this video, which we'll talk about and discuss if it's a good idea afterwards.
Our mums will watch it, guys, so we do need to be careful.
But I would not be surprised at all. Would not be
Bomb
surprised
picks
at all.
him. Yeah. I think probably because he knows Alex hates him and he's trying to get back in his good books, but my bomb picked him. I'll pick Alex.
We're going with Alex as well?
Yeah, man.
But I will say, Islam's a very nice boy and we like him a lot, all right?